Just let me know.
Done.
Tristan's with search and rescue.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, members of council, members of management. Welcome to the Steamboat Town Council public meeting. It is 7:03. I'll call to order the meeting. It's for March 24th, 2022. I would ask a member of council move that the agenda be adopted.
I so moved.
Moved by Councillor Tracy Boland, seconder.
I second it.
Second, Councillor Myra White. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. I just want to say one of our councillors, Councillor Tristan Mullen, is at a search and rescue assignment tonight, so he'll be unable to attend. It's a great organization, and we thank him for his volunteer work with search and rescue. Item number 2 is the public meeting, the previous public meeting that was held on March 10th, 2 weeks ago. By the way, I just want to say for the listening audience and members of council, this is our first public meeting for spring. We are in spring.
That's right, that's right.
Okay. See how everybody feels better now?
There is a piece of asphalt showing too.
Yeah. So those meeting minutes were circulated by our town clerk via email. I would ask a member of council to move that those minutes be approved as circulated.
So
I
moved.
so move.
Moved by Councillor Lenny Tiller, seconder.
Wait a minute, I need a correction to the minutes.
That'll be item number 3, matters arising from the minutes. Laura.
Oh, is it? Okay, all right.
I second.
Second by Councillor Myra White. It was motion by Councillor Lenny Tiller. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, matters arising from those minutes. I also have one, Councillor Aylward. You go first.
Oh, it's only a minor thing. I just thought I'd mention it. Colin's last name is spelt wrong. MADDOX.
Okay. Well, he is brand new. We're only getting used to it now, Councillor Aylward.
Well, you know, if somebody's picky and they're reading minutes online, say, who's that? We don't know that person.
It made me question myself.
Yeah. And I do have one, I just want clarification. In the minutes that identified that the actual purchase sale agreement was completed with the airport corporation in the minutes, but it's not actually completed. They have a purchase sale agreement in place, and the lawyers from both sides are working on the final details for the signing, but it is in place and is not officially signed yet. So just for clarity on that one.
Okay.
Okay, any other matters arising from the minutes? Nope. Proclamations and delegations, we got a few coming up, but nothing tonight, right? Yeah. Okay, committee reports. I'm going to turn it over to our Chair of Finance, Councillor Myra White, for the item number 5.1.
Good evening, everyone. Our first item underneath of our Finance Committee is the accounts payable listing for February 2022. It's the recommendation of the Finance Committee that the accounts payable listing for February 2022 in the amount of $186,014 be approved. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second.
Second by Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow, all in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item number 2, property tax. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that property tax write-offs totaling $11,002.80 be approved. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, seconder.
I second.
Second by Councillor Tracy Boland. It was a close call there with Councillor Laura Aylward, but you weren't fast enough, Councillor Aylward. I think it's technology of being zoomed in, so
That's
stay.
okay. Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item number 3, water and sewer tax. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that water and sewer tax adjustments in the amount of $1,003.68 be approved. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second by Councillor Lenny Tiller. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item number 4, miscellaneous accounts. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that miscellaneous accounts write-offs in the amount of $16,695.48 be approved. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second by Councillor Laura Aylward. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item number 5, a request for sponsorship. The Stephenville Minor Hockey Association. It's a recommendation of the Finance Committee that the town of Stephenville will provide sponsorship in the amount of $1,000 to support the under-11 provincial tournament being held at the Stephenville Dome. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, seconder. Second by Councillor Tracy Boland. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Just nice to see these tournaments come to town. You know, it's especially as we're coming out of COVID and restrictions are being lifted. But you know, we've got such a great facility, well managed. We got a great recreation department now that Marissa Simon is involved with. And I only see more and more and more tournaments coming to Stephenville. And as we increase our infrastructure around recreation, let's put our sights on maybe hosting the Newfoundland and Labrador Summer Games in the future. And because that plays a lot of economics for your town. It gets to spruce up your inventory of recreational facilities, and there's a lot of good benefits. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item number 6, a request for disbursement, Western Health Retention Program. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that the town of Stephenville approve funding in the amount of $20,000 to the Royal Canadian Legion for the Western Health Retention Program. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, seconder.
I second it.
Second, Councillor Tracy Boland. I just want to say this is our second year as council that we are rolling out the recruitment and retention program for health professionals for the Sir Thomas Roddick Hospital and also for private clinics. And we do have one in Stephenville. It's very, very important. When you look at our aggressiveness and our proactive approach and our robust offerings that we're making, the province has announced to attract doctors into the province, they have a $100,000 signing bonus. But for some of the specialties that we are seeking, our bonuses add up to about $100,000. So we're matching the province as a municipality. And we're starting to get some traction on it now. We do have a little update, and maybe Laura, you might want to give us a little bit more before I close out this motion, but we do have a surgeon in place. We have a couple of new internists that are here, I believe, on locums to support our standalone Dr. Cresci, who's an internist. And these are all specialties for surgery. We do have a vacancy right now in our anesthetist, but that's being worked on. But it's starting to come together, and as we grow our town and we draw on professionals and we grow our economy, it's going to get easier. But we're getting a lot of attention about our proactive approach towards healthcare. And we know that in our role as a municipality, it may not be our core responsibility, but it is a responsibility we take very serious. And the people of our community, it's probably the #1 issue on the ground. And we have to listen to the community. You know, we got food security issues, we got healthcare issues, and we have to listen and we have to be reactive and be proactive, you know, and set the stage. So on that note, Laura, any updates, or seeing we're on a motion for?
No, yeah, I think you've covered it, but I did talk to Danielle Shea today.
Okay.
And she's going to check out a few things for me regarding one of the anesthesiologists. Where's that at, and why isn't, you know, I'd like to know, the committee wants to know, our committee would like to know where it's at. So I'm waiting on her to try and find more information, but what you've covered so far is accurate. Yes, I haven't talked to Dr. Crowley yet, but I was in the hospital earlier on in the week, but Dr. Cresce and Dr. Crowley were both up to their ears with patients' appointments. So they're busy, they're busy.
Yeah, and I guess the big thing too is that the structure of healthcare is changing. So, you know, the days when doctors were 24/7, 7 days a week, some of them are still there. But there's a lot of the new age doctors that are coming out. It's work-life balance for them also. They don't want to be covering 24/7, 7 days a week. They have to have a life. And I think that that's some of the things the healthcare accord may be addressing, is that work-life balance that's coming. So on that note, I know we kind of went along on this one, Councillor White, but all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item number 7, a request for advertising, the Royal Newfoundland Constabulary Association, the 32nd Annual Crime Prevention Guide. It was the recommendation of the committee that this request be denied at this time. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, seconder.
I second it.
Second, Councillor Tracy Boland. All in favor?
Aye.
Contramine? Motion carried.
Item number 8, request for approval to construct teepee structures. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that the town of Stephenville approve to construct 2 teepees with an estimated cost of $20,000 on the parcel of land located at Campbell Avenue and Minnesota Drive. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second, Deputy Mayor Susan Fowler. I'd just like to say this is another step on behalf of council that I'm very proud of. We didn't call for the vote yet, but I'll speak to the motion before we call for the vote. But it's part of our role to play a significant role of indigenizing our community. Actually, I was reading some of my history books last night, I believe, and the very earliest of Jacques Cartier and the very earliest people that even ended up in the French islands of Saint Pierre and Miquelon were the indigenous groups that came from Bay St. George, the Stephenville area. And it's deep rooted, and we see it today how culturally unique Stephenville in the Bay St. George's region, Flat Bay region is in this community. But to me, it's about reconciliation also. It's about continuing the path towards reconciliation. And it also kind of showcases our towns from a tourism perspective, because, and it's not always the case we're doing it, but Europeans are always intrigued by the indigenous people of North America. And, you know, prior to colonialization, they were steeped in culture. They were very organized in communities, farming operations. I believe the Huron had, around the 15th century, had 7,000 acres of corn under cultivation. Now, most people wouldn't know that, you know, but they were well organized. So it's a great move for the town. It shows that we're moving forward on this file. So on that note, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item number 9, a request to match a fundraiser for the West Coast support of Ukraine. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that the town of Stephenville approve a donation in the amount of $4,577.95 to match the Ukraine fundraiser that took place on March the 12th, 2022. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, seconder.
I second.
Second by Councillor Tracy Boland. A close third there was Councillor Lenny Tiller. It sounds like I'm calling the steeplechase run. You know? But actually, I was at the event, and you know, I was so proud of, and it just happens time and time again, is the musicians and the artists of our town. They always step up, and it was all volunteer, and they come out always, you know, to support events or people in need. And there's nobody in need more than the people of the Ukraine, as we well know. And kind of get glued to my TV to see what's happening there, and it's heartbreaking. So it's so nice that council is going to match, and let's hopefully that we'll be able to get some Ukrainian families into the Stephenville area, and we can help them restart their life in our town. That's the goal. So on that note, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item number 10, approval to award a request for proposal 2021-008, 263 Carolina Avenue. It was the recommendation of the Finance Committee that the mayor and the town clerk signed a purchase agreement for the sale of property located at 263 Carolina Avenue to Tridome Structures Limited in the amount of $1 as per the request for proposal 2021-008. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Myra White, seconder. Second by Deputy Mayor Susan Fowler. Question? I'd just like to add that this is a company that had an interest to expand their operation in Stephenville. They're a multinational company. They've been here working on the major Maui development of a salmon hatchery here in Stephenville. They played a significant role on the superstructures being built. It was a $50 million expansion. But they see something in Stephenville. They see a future in Stephenville, and that building that was going to cost the taxpayers of Stephenville upwards maybe to $800,000 to remediate it and to actually put it in a state of condition that would be acceptable as a structure in our town. So by having a company submit a proposal to have an undertaking to do a major development to create jobs, it's like a foreign direct investment really is what's happening here. So I'm very pleased with it, and on that note, I wish them all the best, and I hope they hire a lot of people.
Yes, here,
Yeah,
here.
here. Anyways, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Item number 11, a request for advertising, Down Home Explorer Travel Guide. It's the recommendation of the Finance Committee that the town of Stephenville purchase a half-page advertisement in the Down Home Explorer Travel Guide in the amount of $1,250 plus tax. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councilor Laura Aylward. I tell you, she was behind, but she's moving towards the finishing line. She's ready for me. All in favor?
Hi. You're bad, you guys. Yeah.
Motion carried. You have anything late for finance, Jennifer? Nothing? No extra money for Smarties, jelly beans, or anything like that? No? Okay. Okay, on that note, I'll turn it over to our Chair of Planning,
Laura.
Laura, do you want to handle it? It's not a
Sure.
very one. Okay,
Oh,
item number
my.
5.2.
Yeah, it's such a big item. It's a very important item, but it's the only one we have for planning, actually. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The item is Good Relations Treaty, Newfoundland Aboriginal Women's Network, non. Okay. It is the recommendation of the Planning and Traffic Committee that the town of Stephenville approve the Good Relations Treaty document to be released to non-Newfoundland Aboriginal Women's Network for feedback. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Laura Aylward, seconder.
I second it.
Second, Councilor Tracy Boland. I'd just like to speak to this. It's another big step for the town of Stephenville moving towards a good relations treaty. We've been working on this for some time now. It started with the previous council. It takes time, but part of the due diligence, I guess, for Indigenous groups is to go to their elders and their stakeholders to look at the treaty, and it's really a good relations treaty. It's to work about indigenizing, working with them, discussing, collaborating, and trying to actually move the socioeconomic position of Indigenous people in our community. Because if that happens, the community heightens its economics, so it really benefits the town. So I'm looking forward to when the feedback comes back to council, that we will have an official signing at council chambers and have an official drumming and smudging as part of the Aboriginal culture that goes with such a significant undertaking. So any other comments? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, anything late, Councillor Laura Aylward?
No, Mr. Mayor, that's it.
No? Okay. Okay, on that note, thank you very much, Councillor Aylward. Item number 6, nothing for bylaws and regulations on the docket, Jen. Unfinished business, any unfinished business? No unfinished business. Is there any new business?
I got one, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Councillor Tiller, go ahead, sir.
This past weekend, the town of Stephenville and the Caribou Curling Club hosted under 18 provincial curling championships for the first time in a couple of years due to COVID. And I'd like to congratulate Team Perry out of St. John's. They had one of our own, Mr. Will Butler, played second for them. And they're on their way to Oakville, Ontario from May the 1st to the 7th to represent the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. And the town of Stephenville, representing the Caribou Curling Club, also had 3 teams. They had 1 boys team and 2 girls teams. Team Hatcher on the boys side, and on the ladies side, we had Team Stokes and Team Ari, and they put in a good performance, each and every one of them.
Excellent.
Good.
All getting focused on curling because of Brad Guzman. Been on fire, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
And to win the Briar down without a key takeout man, Mark Nichols,
Yeah.
and to win that, you know, and Mark in his room with COVID, it was like it'll go down in history and never to be ever done again, probably.
Right.
So it put not only Brad Gushu on the map, but it put curling on the map. It put Newfoundland and Labrador on the map, and it put the Caribou Curling Club in Stephenville, Newfoundland on the map also. So, and I just want to say, adding to that, we do have an application in with the federal government for a brand new curling rink that we would look at extending at the Stephenville Dome. And we're sure hoping that we're going to get some good news from our federal MP, that money's approved and that development goes forward. Okay, anything else under unfinished business, new business? I just go ahead.
I just want to remind people that the Sick Children Foundation are having their telethon, or I guess it's telethon on the 27th on Sunday. So their information is on their website and it's on Facebook as well. So just a reminder that they will be holding that this year.
Okay, thank you very much for that. I'd also, on a more of a somber note, I'd like to pass on the condolences to the Hall family for the passing of young Brian Hall. I believe he was just 31 years old, a terrible motor vehicle accident, and it took a couple of days, I believe, to find him. And sometimes that happens, and especially in winter conditions, it seems to be more prevalent than outside. But to his family, our sincere condolences. When you lose anybody in our community or region, it's heartfelt. But when you lose a young person, it's more impacting. And so we wish them the very best with the condolences and the healing process. And I'd just like to say that. So anything else other than that? I would, seems like it's a long evening. Maybe it was a long day. It was a long day. So on that note, I would ask somebody to move that we adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
So moved by Councillor Lenny Tiller, second by Councillor Tracy Boland. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Okay, well, I want to thank council, members of management, counselors that are attending via Zoom, and anybody that's listening in. Enjoy spring. It is here. Although the flowers and the green grass isn't, but it's coming. So anyways, thank you very much for logging in and watching our town council meeting. Thank you.
See you.
Well, see you, Laura.
Yeah, see
thought
you,
we-
Lenny.
I thought we
What?
were supposed to stay